Welcome back to Amazing Podcast. I am your host, Alicia, and today I want to talk about something that is really people don't understand that is so much important to take care of you, to take care of everything when you run out your business. Because yes, we want to talk about strategy and I love to talk about that, but sometimes we forget that we are women and we need to talk about what it is when you are behind the scene, what you are doing for you in order to have so much energy, in order to grow your business and you have more people coming to your world. And I will not be the only one coming here talking with you because I am a special guest that I am so excited that she have time to talk with me and I love what she is doing and she has amazing background. So thank you so much, Ebony, to come to Amazing Podcast and to be my guest.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. I was so excited to do this today. I was like, this is like the meeting of two minds and really just pouring so much back into your community and your listeners. So, yes, my name's Ebony Dawkins. A little bit about me. I've been an entrepreneur for about 20 years. I started when I was 22, my first business. I was a single mom with two children. After working in corporate America, I decided, you know what? Like, I could probably do this myself. Like, let me just research. So I spent a full year like researching everything about businesses and how to set up business structures and all of that. Started my first business, and within a month, it was a six-figure business. I ran that. I know, yeah.
It's amazing.
When I quit my job, because I had a career, a
Mhm.
salary job, everyone thought I was crazy. My
Mhm.
parents, my friends, but I knew deep down that I could do it. I did. And I ran that business and ended up opening a second location. It was a daycare.
Mhm.
I opening a second location, and it afforded me the ability to be home with my children,
Mhm.
which was great because I got to raise them and also really essentially raise other people's children as well. I loved it. Um, and after about 12 to 15 years of that, I got into real estate because I love looking at houses. I love design. I love architecture. And I skyrocketed my career brokerage and team. And while I was doing that, I realized I was working way too hard and I needed to
Mhm.
to create leverage so that I could still have a life and not work 24 hours a day.
Oh my God.
Um, yeah, yeah. So I was creating massive wealth and success, but I was miserable, girl. I was
Oh,
miserable. I,
I can
I,
imagine because
yeah,
you work that 24 hours, so maybe you don't have time to see your child or just to rest, just to
yeah,
appreciate what you are building and you're like always working. I feel like, yes, you don't feel fulfilled.
yeah. And I really just started to feel like is any of this worth it? So I started another company.
Oh my God. You are
But
amazing.
that company ended up because I'm just a creative individual at
Mhm.
heart. And that company allowed me to create leverage in my life, right? I started a virtual assistant company with one of my virtual assistants. We partnered together, and that really opened my eyes to how to truly take tasks off your plate, leave the ones on that you truly enjoy and love and are passionate about, and that are in your wheelhouse of things that you're great at, right? Like,
Yeah.
so I know that I may not be that great at like paperwork, but
Mhm.
that's okay. I'm really great with people. And so let's leverage that paperwork or that automation um off to someone else. And then that company within a year skyrocketed. Like we were so surprised.
Nice.
Um
It's
And
amazing.
then the pandemic, everyone, life changed a bit. And I decided then that I was mentoring so many women in real estate
Mhm.
on business basics and really on mindful and mindset modalities, how to not be like super stressed out and how to have a balance and a harmony within their business and their career. And I loved that. I was like, girl, I love this. And these women are killing it. Like they're crushing it. Like they're making so much money. They're happy now, their family, like they're more fulfilled. Some of them, like I have one client that I've worked with for a while. She's gone from like taking maybe like one or two vacations a year that like every quarter she's taking trips. She's paying for her family to go on trips. Like we literally narrowed down everything that she wanted and we created a plan for her to achieve that. And so now I mentor women in mindset and business strategy. You and me both love talking about that, but there are some other key factors that make that blend together beautifully. So yeah, that is me in a nutshell. Thank you for
So
having me so far.
your background is amazing because I feel like what I love with your background is you always cover your business, but at the end of the day, you are like, oh, for example, for the real estate company, you are like, oh, I am not fulfilled. I'm making this ton of money, but I am not happy. And after you jump into another business that is work very well, and you are like, oh, I want more. And what I like about your background, you are like, if I can do it, I can do it. I can do whatever I want. And especially you put your balanced life so much higher than just the money. And you are the proof that you can have all. You
You
just
can.
you cannot just have the money or to have the balanced life. You can have all. And this one is very important because people don't understand that to have a balanced life is very important in order to feel fulfilled and also to make money and to be in the vibration of wealth.
Yes, I say probably in 2020 and 2021 is when I had to like revamp my businesses because I was charging so hard. I'm a very ambitious woman, and so but my family was really taking a back seat, right? And
Mhm.
I have four children and a wife, and so they all were taking a back seat to my ambition. And when you are going on vacations with your family and you're sitting in a cabana with a laptop, that's literally insane. Like,
Yes, it's
what
insane.
that doing? Um, it was hard for me to shut it off, especially if you're a high performer,
Yeah.
you are a high achiever. I love what I do.
Mhm.
So it's like, yeah, I'm like, I could do it 24/7, but really, you can't because there's more to life than just
Wow.
achieving and work.
Yeah. I understand because I am the same. I love to work. It's like when people look at me, they say, oh, how do you do? You have two podcasts, you have everything. And I say, for me, it's not working. But
Yeah.
you have more than just it's just one side of me. I have more than just my business, and this one I feel like as a high achiever woman, it's hard to just to stop and say it's okay to rest. It's okay to take time for
Yeah.
ourselves. It's okay. It doesn't mean that you let down your ambitions. It just means that you
Yeah.
have time to reset in order to give more to your client after.
Yes. But that comes from inner work, right?
For sure.
Because a lot of that thought process for me anyways was growing up as a child and my father was in the military and
Mhm.
so having the like you need to wake up, no sleeping in, like on the weekends we're not watching TV, like we're doing stuff like work in the yard, go do sports, like. And so it was ingrained in me at a very young age that if you're resting, you're lazy, right? Like you're not productive, like you're not doing anything. So learning subconscious rewiring of those patterns that were built when I was a child really changed my life. And that allowed me to discover the beauty of manifestation, right? And yeah, you and I talked about this a little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah.
So my question, first of all, is I have two, but let's start. You talk about you need to understand your inner child. So how do you do that? Because, for example, if one woman say, okay, I get it. I need to take more time with me. I can have it all, but maybe I don't know how to reprogram myself in order to say it's okay to take time with me because it doesn't mean that I am lazy because they have
Yes.
the same background as you.
Yeah. For me, it was really getting, I found a woman that I really related to. She was into Reiki and sound healing. So I started dabbling in that and meditation. And from that, it opened my mind to questioning my thought pattern, right?
Mhm.
And understanding that to question yourself doesn't make you wrong. It actually helps you develop and grow. And so I call it like going 7 layers deep, like understanding the why. I think I might have said why seven. I don't know. But behind everything that you think and why is it? Where did it come from? And once you can go, and it requires you to be very vulnerable with yourself, it
Mhm.
requires you to give grace to yourself. Um, it requires you to sometimes dig up parts of yourself that you don't want to think about, right? That
Yeah.
you have kept buried for so long. And especially as a high achiever, you could show me 100 high achieving women. I can promise you they got some limiting beliefs and some self-sabotaging behaviors in there.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah. So really just asking, getting real with myself and being like, okay, so for instance, I would beat myself up when I would rest. Like if I would sleep in or if I would try and take a nap in the middle of the day, even on the weekends, girl, I was losing it. I was
No, I
like,
understand.
what? Yeah. Um, and so I just started asking myself one day, like, why is that? It's like, why? Because I feel unproductive. But why? Because I feel like I'm letting people down. But why? Because I feel like I need a people please. But why? And just going deeper. For
Mhm.
me, it got to the fact of um the the childhood trauma around money, right? So that brought me to actually removing money blocks because when I asked myself those 7 layers deep why, it got to because I was scared. I was
Mhm.
scared that if I wasn't on 24/7 that I could potentially lose everything that I was blessed with that I had built. But that's not how life works.
No.
Right. Unless you call that into yourself,
Mhm.
right?
Oh, it's
And
true.
so, yeah, and you can
Mhm.
easily put that into yourself, and that's self sabotage. But understanding that it's okay for me to rest. And when I'm resting, I am being productive because I am putting the energy out into the world that I appreciate me and I appreciate all the hard work that I do when I am working. And I appreciate all the clients that understand that in order for when I rest, I'm a better realtor, a better business owner, a better coach, a better mentor to them. So, yeah.
This one is so powerful because I feel like it was me. I remember last year I was working a lot and last November I get sick and I was like, oh, my body couldn't work. I was like, oh my God, I need to rest. My body tell me that I need to rest. And I get embarrassed and shame. I was like, you are lazy. You don't work. You don't put any content. It's not good. And I was like, no, you need to rest. And what I like, what you are saying is a seven question of why. I think is that you say.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't do that, but what I did, I think is the same, is I start to write, really write about my feeling, what I am thinking, and close all the things that I'm doing. And it was the best month that I sell. Last month, last November, I get my higher sale for the year of 2023. And I was like, oh my God. So sometimes you just need to rest because
Yes.
people will see that you are a new man and not just keep going, keep going, keep going. Because I
Yeah.
feel like when you are keep going, maybe we show that, oh, we are in desperate mode energy, that we need, you are thinking about money and not about, oh, but I love my life, so I need to show that yes, it's good to work, but it's good also to have fun and, as to say, to take time for yourself, because you can spend more time with your family and everything, take some energy, and after go back to your client, that he will be so happy because you will have more energy for them, because you will not be tired because you say, oh my God, it's again 1 hour, again
Yeah.
1 hour, you know what I mean? And I feel like when you are in the full energy that you rest, you are like, oh, I'm so happy. So yes, of course, I can help my clients without thinking that is bad, or I need to finish because the next client will come after, or I need to put some content on Instagram because if I don't finish that, it will be, you know what I mean? Always think about the to-do
Oh,
list.
up.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
We are critics.
yes, for sure. So my next question is, so we are here to talk about manifestation.
Yeah.
So to put the link between these two topics is, do you think that really understand the power to have a balanced life can help you to manifest the life that you really want?
I think in order to manifest the life that you really want, you have to get really, really real with yourself, right? You have to be honest. There was a time where I would not say to anyone, I want to be a millionaire. I knew my whole life since I was a little girl that I wanted to be a millionaire. I
Mm-hmm.
knew, but
Mm-hmm.
I would not say it to anyone because
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, that sounds silly, or oh, that sounds like ridiculous, or people that I would tell it to would talk me down from it. So that I allowed it to stick with me. But understanding that you can be vulnerable with yourself and it's okay, and really truly stating what it is that you want, but understanding that once you state it and you say it, baby, the opportunities and the challenges will arise, because the way energy works, right, is like it doesn't come to you in a linear fashion. So you
Mm-hmm.
say, I want to be a millionaire, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna get clients that are showing up with the expectation that you show up with a millionaire mindset, with a millionaire, like the way that you treat your clients, that level of service, right? So you have to be ready. You have to prepare yourself for what is to come, because your words are so powerful.
Mm-hmm.
They're so powerful. And once you say it will start to present itself, but are you going to be open enough to see it? And are you going to be wise enough to take action on it?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and that is really what I take manifestation to be. I know there are a lot of people on the internet saying, like, I manifested $10,000 in 24 hours. I'm not saying that that's not possible, but
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying, they were already in that energetic field to be attracting. They have already released what was blocking that from coming to them. And then they sat down and made an intention and called it into themselves. So, yes, it can be that easy, but there are some works that happen on the front end for you to manifest that 10K in 24 hours that they don't tell you.
Yeah, thank you to say
Yeah.
that, because it's so true. Because right now we see a lot of people online tell you, "Oh my God, I just quantum leap. Oh my God, I just manifest 1,000 a day or 10,000 a day. Oh, I will become six-figure business this year, and it's happened me in 1 month." And a lot of people are thinking, "Oh, what is possible? Maybe it's not true and everything." And what you say is very good, because you say that they did the work. That is mean
Yes.
they working about, oh, first of all, to, as you say, go to the layer that to
Mm.
feel safe, to have more money, to still face, to be seen as a millionaire, as you say, to say the truth that you want to become a millionaire. And this one is very important because, as you say, that for example, if you want to become a billionaire, say, oh, maybe you have some little belief come around and say, oh, maybe it's not possible, maybe I'm crazy. And also the life happened because for me, it's like when what you say, when you say, oh, I want to become a millionaire, I want to have a six-figure empire, life is coming. It's like you can have
Mhm.
problem and everything, and you need
You're
to.
going you're going to. No
Yeah.
one got to be a millionaire without a problem, baby.
Mhm.
Unless you won the lottery, right? But
Yeah.
how many of in the lottery?
Not a lot.
Right. So unless you win the lottery or you inherit some money, majority of millionaires that are built, they went through hard times to
Mhm.
get, but they persevered, and they were also vulnerable enough with themselves to understand that, okay, I'm getting thrown softball after softball after softball. And this is really looking like it's not working. But every day I'm going to get up and I'm going to say, everything all works out for me. It's all
Mhm.
adding up. It's all for my good. It's all in my favor. All of it is for me. And I'm going to be a millionaire. Like, you
Yeah.
have to have a strong resolve and mindset that whatever you want, you can create. I know my parents probably thought I was a pain in the ass as a child because I was a very stubborn child, but it's helped me in adulthood.
Yes. And this one is very nice because, as you say, is you need to believe that is possible for you no matter what. You need to believe that, oh, even if right now I don't see the result, is working for me. And this one is very important because a lot of people will say, oh, I will post, for example, a content is not working, so I will come back 1 week later, or I will quit, or it's not for me, or maybe the sign that it's not for me, the universe don't want me, I need to come back to another thing, blah, blah, blah. And I feel like what is very important is become that you self-sabotage yourself because you don't believe that it's possible for you, because maybe people tell you that you are crazy to put so much hour to work in your dream, but it came from, as you say, who you are and what you believe. And what is nice with your story is like since child you say, "Oh, I want to have that," even if you don't say in loud, but you're like, "I know in my heart when I am child that I will become a millionaire," and this one is
Mm-hmm.
so powerful.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you a little story. When I got into real estate because I wanted to be able to afford to pay for my kids to go to college. So in the US, college is insanely
I know.
expensive. Okay. And because of that, and I started having children very young, got married at 18, kids at 19, and then just four kids by 25. I didn't have a financial plan set up for them for college, but I knew that I didn't want them to be riddled with financial debt. So that is the reason I got into real estate. But honey, the first 2 years in real estate, I got met with every single no, this isn't going to work. I was like, God, is this meant for me? Are you trying to tell me that I made a mistake? I shouldn't have sold my business. Like, there's no reason for me. I'm not a salesperson. But in the back of my mind, even though these things were coming up, I still got up every day and put in the work, right?
Mhm.
And I did that subconscious rewiring by putting forth affirmations, putting forth visualizations, learning like that journaling was going to be like a lifesaver for me. I have so many, like I'm sitting at my desk right now. Here's one book, here's another book. Like I have books on books on books where I write and write in. It's a release for me. And so those first 2 years, I was smacked with every single reason. Even I had a brokerage, still all of my closings, all of my money. And I was broke, like wondering, it was 1 month after I closed on my house, wondering, oh my God, did I just buy a new house and I'm not going to be able to pay this mortgage? I was like, I was freaking out, but I was like, no, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep showing up. I made the decision. I'm going to keep showing up. That was in the summer. It was like June, July is when they took all my money. August, I was able to pay my mortgage. September, paying it on a credit card. I went to an event that is like where you have speakers and everything in September, paid thousands of dollars, even though I was like, all my money is gone and I might not even be able to pay my mortgage next month. But I invested in myself because I believed so fiercely that my babies were not going to be having this debt over their head when they graduate college. And by the end of that year, the amount of like deals that were showing up, clients that were showing up, the next year, I sold $8 million worth of real estate.
Wow.
Right. And I did the same thing that I did the year before, but I was more resolved. And once the money started showing up, honey, I was like, oh, okay. So what it was a test, really. The universe saying, okay, are you prepared for what we're about to give you? Right. Mentally, are you prepared for what you are asking for? Right.
Yeah.
And I had to continue to put in that work. Year 3, 8 million. Year 4, 10 million. Year 5, 15 million. And it just went on and on and on from there. And now I'm 9, 10 years in and I have my own company, In the first 3 months of this year, we made $200,000 in the first quarter. And that's the most we've ever made in Q1 ever. And this all came from that one thing happening to me in real estate. Every September, October, or November, I pour heavily back into myself, right?
This one is good.
I'm alert. I'm paying attention. I understand that that's my time of year to be pouring back into myself, and I reap the harvest come the next year. And systematically done that every single year. I will go to some sort of training. I will travel. I will pay thousands of dollars for whatever I am creating or working on at that point. And every year it pays off, every single year.
So this one is so powerful because what is very interesting and people don't realize is you come back to yourself in order to make money. And I feel like that you teach that to your girl, to your clients. And my question is, how we can come back to ourselves if we want to. What is your technique, for example?
For like finding yourself again?
Yes, because what you do with your client in order to they find themselves and they're like, oh my God, yes, there are the strategy and everything, but maybe I need to come back to myself to find my power back in order to skyrocket my sale and everything.
Yeah. So I do it through what I call the luxury life blueprint, right? It's my framework that I use to work with women that work with me. And what that is, it's a journey through self-discovery. You may think that you know yourself very well. You're very sure. You're very confident. I've always been a very confident person. But through this blueprint, we work on identity work. We work on embodiment. We work on limiting beliefs. We work on if none of that is who you want to be, let's create who she is. And then what does she do daily? Does she wake up and have a coffee and walk the block? Or does she wake up and go to Pilates and, and meet up with friends and then goes to work? What does she do? And and I know people will say, well, maybe I can't afford Pilates or, things like that. You can Pilates at home, babe.
Yeah.
There is you can Pilates at home. They have so many video wall Pilates, but be her showing up as her. So maybe you can't afford that nice fancy Pilates gym, but if that's what she does, that's what we're going to begin to implement into your schedule. And we will do that through habit stacking. So if you already have some habits where you wake up in the morning, but you're immediately getting on your phone, but you want to get rid of that habit. Okay, well, let's get on our phone and do a meditation.
Mhm.
Let's not just cut it off, right? Let's do something more constructive. Like if you wake up, do a meditation, give yourself 5-10 minutes, set an alarm, scrolly rolly, because we can get to scrolling,
Yeah.
and then get out and do the things that she would do. So we go really deep into what does she look like to you, right? What
Mhm.
are the things she does? When you become that millionaire, that multi six-figure business owner, how does she operate daily? And then we start incorporating piece by piece these little things into your life. And it really doesn't take much time. Like I've seen clients have breakthroughs in little as 2 weeks, as long as 6 months. It's really based on the individual and how much work they are doing and want to do, because everyone is different. But yeah, that's typically the framework that I go through. And one other thing that I do and I love, and I got this from the book The 4-Day Work Week,
Mhm.
is your dream line, right? I have every single client dream line, the wildest things. Like if money was no object, what the hell would your life look like? Would you hop on your private jet and fly to France in the morning and come back in the evening and have dinner with your family? What is the wildest thing? And then from there we dial it down. So if that's like the most outrageous, and you're just saying like, oh my gosh, yes, I went to France and then I went to India and da da da, like all these things, and then I came home for dinner. Okay, realistically, what would that look like? Would that look like maybe traveling once a month on your private jet to France? Great. How much does a private jet cost? How much does it cost to finance it?
Mhm.
How the jet fuel cost? How much does it cost to have a private pilot? Okay, great. Are there other options? Because you can share jets, right?
Yeah.
Would that be interested in? So you're still private, but you don't take the full cost of having that private jet on your own. There's groups out there that do that. And so let's find the thing that gets you to the life you want to live so that I can then help you plan a strategy around creating that for you, because really it all comes down to clarity. I think Oprah said this years ago. Most people do not achieve what they want because they don't know what it is.
Yes, it's so true. And I want to just add something that you say because that is very important. First of all, what you said at the beginning is people don't know who they are, and it's so true. I work with a lot of women, and when I ask her who you are, she say, "Oh, I am a mom, I am a coach." I say, "But it's not who you are. It's just the jobs that people tell you." But who you are as a person, and people don't know. And it's nice that you talk about that because I feel like sometimes we are in all the work that we are doing, there's a routine and everything, there are habits, and we forgot that who you are as a person because, oh, I need to do that, I need to do this in order to please other people, but we forgot who we are. And this one is very important in order for me. Like, if you don't know who you are, you cannot attract who you want. This one is
Yes.
very important. And the second thing that you say is really work through your biggest crazy dream. Stop to be fear and be honest and say, oh, I want, for example, to take a jet to go to certain friends and come back after to have a dinner with your family. Because what you do is you retro engineer to say, okay, it's not crazy. We can do it together. And this one is so powerful because you can work to limiting beliefs that, oh, it's not possible for me, it's too much, blah, blah, blah. You know, all the questions that people talk. And you are like, no, it's possible. Let's retro engineer and let's do one by one step to go closer to the woman that already has this life. Even sorry, if you don't have this life right now, it's soon. So just act like it. And what I like also what you say is you want to go to Pilates, just put YouTube and there are a lot of lot of
Yeah.
videos. But it's true. It's true. So much people think that in order to have the life that you really want, you need to have like already live in Bali or in South Africa to live in the beach and blah blah blah. It's not true. To the woman that already have that you really want, do the same thing for example, with you, but they embrace who you are. For example, if you love to, for me, I love to go to the gym. And I know that the version of myself that already have the six-figure business go to the fancy gym, but I still go to the gym every morning because I know this is a habit that I will have. And
Mm-hmm.
people are thinking, oh, I need to have the fancy gym in order to be her. No, you just need to have the habit in order to embrace who you are. And this one, I love what you say that because people are thinking, oh, it's not possible for me because I don't have that. So they give the power to outside. And in order to have the business that you really want is really to embrace who you are and just amplify.
Mm-hmm. I sometimes give clients like a little homework on what does that luxury life like look like, what we're talking about. And sometimes like even if you, let's say you want to be the woman who travels and stays at the Ritz-Carlton, right?
Mm.
Find one near you. Go sit in the lobby. You don't have
Yeah.
to. You don't have to go buy a drink there. You don't have to have a room there. Just go, walk around, sit in the lobby, and engulf yourself in the feeling of what you would feel like walking in to that place, like getting yourself in a space where your energetic levels are feeling that dopamine hit from you having those luxury things that you want in your life. And so for everyone, it's a little different. For some people, it's just like, I just want to have more time with my kids or a quiet evening or like dinner without my phone blowing up, you know? And that was me for a while. And I just got to the point between 6 and 8, you're not talking to me. Once I walk through that door, I don't care what client is calling me. If it is burning down on fire, my assistant will contact me to let me know it's burning down on fire, but most things are not burning down on fire. So
So it's true.
not at between 6 and 8 p.m. And when we're in sales, there are people reaching out to you all hours of the day or night. You have to decide what your business hours are going to be. I made a video about this recently,
Mhm.
deciding what your business hours are going to be and share it with the public, right? If you're only going to be working 8 to 5 or 8 to 6, you need to let everyone know because they will respect your boundaries more than getting working with you and you being like, okay, you can't talk to me after 6 o'clock. Like, what? Why didn't you tell me this before? You know?
Yeah, it's so true because I feel like people are so scared to set boundary because they are
Mm,
thinking, oh, if I say that, maybe I will have less client, but it's not true. Because if you value your worth, your client will value your worth too. So I feel like, for me, it's like in order to really have the manifestation work and everything, you're willing to be secure with you and understand who you are, your worth. And also, what is really important is what you say is really claiming that what you really, really want and believe that is possible for you. And
mm-hmm,
this one, I feel like because I know that we talked about before, but because people see, oh, why now on the news, there's this, so maybe it's not possible for you. But when you decide that is possible, I feel like even if you have a lot of challenge, it will come true because, as you say, and you can see with through your story that even if something happened when you decided and you keep going, even if you don't see the evidence, it will come on the reality. And this one is nice that you can see that through your story.
mm-hmm. Yeah. it is a lot of self-belief, and also action. It's a little, it's the inner and outer work. So
Yeah.
when I work with clients, we do the inner and outer work. I call it like the yin and yang, right? The yin and yang. It's the masculine and the feminine, right?
Mhm.
Because I feel like the masculine work is definitely strategy and sales, systems, automation. The feminine is definitely the emotional side, leaning into the inner work, and really the healing of the trauma and the wounds. And a
Mhm.
lot of people are a little offended when you say that, like trauma or wounds, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. I have 4 kids, and sometimes, I will ask, like, or they'll tell me like, this was a core memory. This was traumatic for me. To me, it seemed like a normal thing, but that was my perception, right? And perception is reality, right, for a person. And so just, understanding that there's going to be different takes on it, and opening up yourself to just have an open mind.
No, it's
Yeah.
true. It's true. Because I feel like people are scared to be trauma because they are thinking all the things that is going bad. And I feel like healing is not bad because you can connect with really who you are with your inner child. And I feel like sometimes that people say, oh no, growing your business is just about strategy. And it's not true because sometimes as you say, you self-sabotage because for example, one thought you are, oh, if I keep going, I will have more money, so I will be more, maybe bad. Or if I keep going, if I say no to my clients, they will never pay me. So I need to say yes. I need to people please. I need to don't say no or put boundary and after you work 24 hours because you answer your client to Voxer and you cannot say stop because you're thinking, oh, if for example I don't do that, they will see me that I am a bad person. But it came from the healing because maybe you learn to please people in order to have some attention. So if you don't,
Especially, right?
yes.
Yeah, especially women. I feel like definitely for girls and women that just society kind of conditions you to be, and we're just a caretaker by nature, right? And
Mhm.
so that's the makeup of us, right? And
Yeah.
so it's just like you said earlier about the boundary setting, right? Around how you're going to go about that and how you're going to move throughout your work and your life with those boundaries. And when you start getting sharp on those boundaries, people will not like it. You need to be prepared for that. I, since 2020, have shedded so many friends, or quote unquote people I thought were my friends, because I put boundaries in place about how and what we're going to be talking about when you're around me. Like, I'm not going to be up here talking about other people. It's not of interest to me, right? I want to talk about growth and what ifs and like all the great things we could create. And so really curating what you allow in is most important. And that comes through boundary setting. And some people won't like, some people are not going to like that.
Yes, of course, because they are used to your old version of you. So, but I feel like in order to have the life that you really want, you will need, as you said, be true with yourself. And it's become that who you are behind the scene. If you allow people, for example, to talk about the things that you don't want, how you can put boundary with your client because you accept something that's for you, for example, is not good, but you say yes because as a girl, we learn to please other ones, but you need to set a boundary. So I feel like it's so much important because people feel like, oh, trauma is just a big thing and everything, but sometimes it's just a small thing that help you to self-sabotage yourself. Don't put the effort to make your business grow because you are thinking, oh, I need to do that. I need to do that to please people. And I can see that, for example, with my client, they put so much stuff so much, oh, I will do that with my client. I will do that, and that. And I say, yes, but you know that about the price that you put, maybe you need to increase the price, or do you really think that your client need all this feature? Maybe they just want less, but to have really a good transformation. And after they're like, oh yes, maybe I put so much just because I want to prove that I want to prove that I am the one, that I am the good leader and mentor. I say, your client don't need that you prove because they already shows you. So it's really
Right.
come to your inner child and really healing and really believe that it's possible for you without compromise yourself.
Yeah. And I was just going to say that I think, especially for moms,
Mm-hmm.
like it's very easy to even put your kids above yourself. I did that for a while, like, and I gained so much weight. I was so unhealthy, and it's not their fault. I chose these things, right? But when I started putting myself, even myself above them, like taking care of myself in the morning before taking care of my family,
Mm-hmm.
um, I started to build better relationships with my children. So I have three young adults, 24, 23, and 21. And so and then really being able to model for them. So my 23-year-old just had a baby and he's like 4 weeks old.
Oh,
And I see her, yeah, we're in Lovey Town over here. But I see her doing that. Like she will eat, she will, shower. Like she makes sure she is taking care of her too, not just the baby. Yeah.
mhm.
So
Yes, it's so much
she,
important. Because I
mm-hmm,
can see, for example, for a mom who grows her business, sometimes she feels guilty because she are thinking, oh, I take this time to build my business, but I don't have this time to spend with my child. And as you said, you need first to be with you, be good, set everything to give all after the energy that you have for your children. And I feel like your children will understand for sure, and will be more.
mm-hmm. Well, and you teach them healthy habits, and
Oh, yeah.
that's the thing. Yes.
So,
Because you don't want not doing healthy things when
mm,
they get older. So,
of course,
yeah.
because you don't want that they repeat the same trauma that you have. That this one is very important because I feel like for the older generation, they don't have that. And right now, I feel that we are more conscious about, oh, I need to heal in order to don't, you don't put that on my children because it's so important. Because for me, it's like what your business is the amount that you have in your business is represent this your self-worth. So for example, if you're
Mm-hmm,
not going well, it's because you don't love yourself or you don't know who you are or you need to fix something in you in order to see something is happening in your business and the other way around. And I feel like that people forget that you need to heal and put the boundary, especially if you really want to have what you really want, the life that you want, the everything have a whole. And especially moms that we learn that we need to put our child before, but it's not true. I feel like we need first, as you say, send the boundary, be healthy, and after put the all the energy for our child. We are not a bad mom. Because it's just because we need to understand ourselves in order to don't put our stress to our child or our frustration to our child because we are um, their guide. So we need to be perfect for them.
mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. Like, yeah, I couldn't agree more.
So if we want to work with you, do you have an offer where we can contact you? We want to know everything.
Yes, actually, I am currently doing a pre-sale for the Mindful Collective, which is a group cohort. It runs monthly. I have several options. It's 111 a month and you can cancel at any time. You can pay 999 for the year and
Mhm.
then that gives you 3 months free. And in this cohort, really this gives you the ability to work with me monthly. And so we're working on that yin and that yang, right? We're working
Yeah.
on that energy and bringing in and calling in and manifesting everything that you desire. And then we're working on that masculine energy and structure and strategy and systems and automation, so that you have a seamless business and you are able to live a life where you know where your next clients are coming from. You're not staying up late worrying. You're not on your laptop on vacation or always on your phone. You are present with your family. You're having a great time living life, and you don't feel like lost. Like, I achieved all of this, now what? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have purpose and you're on fire about that purpose. So yeah, it's the Mindful Collective. Um and so they can DM me at I am Ebony Dawkins
Mhm.
on Instagram, and I can shoot them the link and we can set up a call to get more info on that. But that starts July 2nd. So I'm really excited about that.
So I will put everything on the show notes, on the YouTube video, and also on my Substack. You will have everything. You just need to click so people can join you, can contact you, sorry, in your Instagram or directly buy your offer because it's amazing. I feel like it's so important to have more women doing that because we need to have a balanced life. We can have all. I see that is very important. We can have a whole, and we don't need just to sacrifice everything to have the business that we want. Because as you say, what happened when I have everything and I say, what
Yeah.
happened?
And time is so precious, right? You think about it, like this hour that we spent together has been beautiful and I've loved every minute, but neither one of us are going to see this hour again.
Yes, and it's so sad.
Yeah.
Because I love
Have
because
to
it's so
go
true.
ahead.
Because I feel like, as you say, people don't value time as much as they value money, and we need to value more time than money.
Yes.
And with your
Yeah.
program, I feel like we value time, and this one is really nice.
Yeah. It's just being present, because life is so much more beautiful when you are present with the ones that you love and in your career. So, yeah.
So to conclude this episode, what is the word that you will use to wrap up this episode?
Um, the word I would use to wrap up today.
Mm-hmm. Can be in
Um,
sentence.
okay, I think it would be like just really creating a wheel of wealth for
Mm.
yourself, right? Because wealth isn't just financial, it's health as well. And your health is mental and physical, right? You're a full being. And so creating your life where you have a wheel of wealth will help you have more money, have more time, have mental clarity, and you will literally wake up every day just like so excited for life. Like, and it's just a different experience when you're able to do that.
I love that. Thank you so much to be my guest. I really enjoy this hour. I
Me
hope
too.
that I learned so much. I hope that you have so much value when you listen to this episode because I feel like there's so much value. Your story, I love that. I feel like people need to hear from you, learn from you because you have amazing background. And don't forget to follow her on Instagram and check her offer because it's amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks so much for having me today.
Thanks so much to be my guest. I'm so happy. So don't forget to be your own true and see you for the next episode. Bye.
Hi.
So thank you so much.